What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're going to be doing the Raw Recap. This is the Raw right after Great Balls of Fire. We started off with a recap of the ambulance match from Great Balls of Fire. Then Big Cass comes out, talks about his match. Halfway through it, there was like a weird edit. I don't know what happened with the production there, but it kind of glitched out. Big Cass basically says there's nobody that can beat him, that he says he's going to be pretty much the next Universal Champion. Then the Big Show comes out. He gets in the ring and starts a fight with Big Cass. Hammers on him for a little bit. Big Cass runs away. We then go to our first match of the night. Elias Samson versus Finn Balor, which is, from what I was led to believe, was supposed to be a match on Great Balls of Fire, but it never got booked. It was an okay match. Elias Samson takes it to Finn Balor pretty hard. It was a little bit back and forth. Finn Balor comes back, gets the coup de grace for the win. As Finn Balor is coming out, the Hardy Boys music hits. They're walking out. They cross paths with each other, and Hardy Boys come out to the ring, cut a promo. They keep continuing to tease the Broken Universe. I know there's a whole bunch of legal things involved with that. That's why Matt Hardy can't go full Broken Hardy on everybody. Then we got the club coming out, and they start talking a bunch of shit. I don't know, their shtick is getting a little on the old side. They need to keep Luke Gallows off the microphone. It's bad when the smaller person has a deeper voice than the bigger person. That's like me. I mean, I'm only 5'10". I'm a big guy, though. It's like me coming out to you.
And I sound like a chipmunk.
It's going to sound weird. They have a match, the Hardy Boys and the club. Club takes the offense first. It was a short match. I was surprised. I thought they were going to actually let this one go for a little bit. But the club won it. As the club are walking up the ramp, the Revival come out. They walk out to the ring and start fighting the Hardys. There was a rumor saying that the Revival and the Hardys were going to have a feud next, but the way it's sitting right now, either way, either the club or the Hardys, either way would be decent. You know, it would be pretty interesting. Let's just hope they don't drag this one straight into the ground like they have everything else. Also, last week I need to clarify something that I said. I said that I wasn't crazy about tag teams, and a friend of mine sent me a text message about it and called me out on it. I have no problem with established tag teams like the Hardys, the Club, Revival, all the way back, you know, the Hart Foundation, all the way back to the beginning. It's the, hey, you got a beef with this guy, and you got a beef with this guy. Here's an idea. Let's put the two of y'all together against those two, and let's see what happens. Those are the tag team matches that I'm not crazy about. We had two tag matches tonight that were indicative of what I just said. Two people that have a feud paired up with two other people that have a feud, and we got a tag match. It's dumb. We then go to an episode of Miz TV where Marcy and the Three Stooges come out to have the Mizzies. Yay. Yeah. The Miz hands out an award to Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel and hands him an award over to Maurice and he gets an award too. Again, I'm done with Miz TV. I'm done with all these little show segments because it takes away from a match. It's just reminding you, hey, these people have storyline together, or this person's going to be talking shit about this person. But once again, Dean Ambrose comes out, attacks the Miz. The other Stooges start beating him down. Seth Rollins comes out and he chases off the Stooges. We have a quick segment backstage where Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins are talking. Dean Ambrose says, I don't trust you. There's not going to be a Shield reunion. We then come to the first of the two tag matches I was referring to. Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax versus Bayley and Sasha Banks. Again. This is two shows in a row that we've had these four people fighting. Now granted, Bayley got knocked out of the match last week, but still, it's the same people in this match. That being said, it was an okay match. There were, quite a lot of tags in between everything. Nia Jax tried to hammer Sasha Banks like she did to Bayley last week. Sasha Banks rolled out of it, and Nia Jax slammed the wall. Bayley got the roll-up pin on Alexa Bliss for the win. So 2 times in a row we've had this match. 2 times in a row the same team won. I guess next week we'll be seeing these 4 people again in the ring, and this time Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss will win. We then go to a video package of Goldust spouting off movie quotes again, talking the same shit about beating up R-Truth again. And he says that we're going to have the Shattered Truth Part 2, which then brings us to our next match, surprisingly. R-Truth versus Goldust, which was another match we were supposed to have on Great Balls of Fire, but they never put it on. It was a decent match, I will say that. Goldust got the win. They'll probably have the same match at least 20 more times between now and SummerSlam. We then come to the interesting part of the night. Kurt Angle introduces Brock Lesnar. After all the pleasantries have been dealt with, Kurt Angle starts talking about potential match ideas for SummerSlam. Paul Heyman says, no, that's a no-go. So they start to leave. As they're starting to leave, Roman Reigns comes out. Funny part about this little segment is Michael Cole talks about the match that Roman Reigns had with Brock Lesnar last WrestleMania a couple of years ago. What? Last year, a couple WrestleManias ago. I'll let you all chew on that one for a little bit. Roman Reigns gets in the ring. He talks about how he beat Strowman. Takes a dig at both Angle and Lesnar, saying that Kurt Angle doesn't know how to handle Braun Strowman, and Lesnar isn't around to handle him. Ding! The crowd really hit on that one. Kind of pissed off Lesnar as well. Good. Roman Reigns says he deserves a title shot at SummerSlam. Brock Lesnar comes back real quick saying, "You don't deserve shit." And they did edit that out on the air. Samoa Joe comes out, gets in the ring, says, "All right, everybody, let's get down to reality." Brock Lesnar snaps back with that one, says, "Well, the reality was that I beat you last night." Damn! It got heated between Lesnar and Joe real fast. Paul Heyman says that Samoa Joe will never get another Universal title shot. Samoa Joe's sitting there saying, "Well, Paul Heyman is scared that I'm going to beat you again." Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar were button heads. I mean, it looked like they were about ready to throw down right then and there. It was pretty cool. So it comes out to next week. We're going to have yet another match between Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns to see who's going to be the number one contender for the Universal title at SummerSlam. I'm almost going to predict this to be a dusty finish on this one, and it's going to be a triple threat match, because I think Braun Strowman's going to come out and interfere, but we'll have to wait for next week to figure that one out. We then come to the second tag team match I was talking about. Neville and Noam Dar versus Cedric Alexander and Akira Tozawa. Once again, somebody in the back forgot to take the duct tape and put it over Alicia Fox's mouth. Listening to her talk at ringside is annoying as hell. It's like nails on a chalkboard. It's you know, I mean, I got duct tape. I keep it in my truck all the time because you never know when you're going to need it. What's the excuse of the stagehand at backstage? So, I mean, we're just rehashing previous matches. Last night's Akira Tozawa and Neville championship match, and last week's Noam Dar and Cedric Alexander match. Mix it up, please. The team of Cedric Alexander and Akira Tozawa won, and supposedly Akira Tozawa is going to have a rematch for the title on 205 Live. We then go backstage to two useless interview bits, one with Seth Rollins and the other with Bray Wyatt, the eater of pizzas, which leads to our main event, Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt. Again, why? These two have no story together other than, oh, he called me a name. He called me a name. Well, he called me this. Can we get a better storyline other than that? It was a decent match. Quite a bit of back and forth. Seth Rollins was hammering on Bray Wyatt's hand. Bray Wyatt gave a headbutt to Seth Rollins in the same spot where he gouged his eye last night, which allowed Bray Wyatt to get Sister Abigail and a pin. After the match, the Three Stooges come out, circle the ring, jump up and start attacking Seth Rollins. Shortly afterwards, Dean Ambrose comes out with a chair, beats the hell out of Bo Dallas. Curtis Axel bails out as The Miz is trying to get out. Dean Ambrose wails away on The Miz's back. I forgot, I lost count of how many times he hit him. So, obviously, we're still going to be rehashing the Dean Ambrose Miz story for probably the next 3 months. Probably will come to a head at WrestleMania. That's not too far away. Before I get to the last bit of the show, the fact that Dean Ambrose said there's not going to be a Shield reunion and they're being the Three Stooges, and then Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose almost kind of lend the idea of there possibly being a Shield reunion, with the Shield going up against the Three Stooges. So then we end the show off with Kurt Angle on the phone saying that he's going to become, whatever this scandal that he's involved in, he's going to come out in the open with it next week. So I guess we're going to finally find out what's going on. It was an alright Raw. Wasn't too crazy about it, but it was passable. Don't really have much else to say for it, but I'll be back tomorrow night for the SmackDown review. Leave a comment down below what you thought of tonight's Raw, or what you thought of this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, you're too old. See ya.